If you're spending 3 hours meditating and then you can't do the work, it's probably too long.
The reason why I think cod liver oil is good is because it helps with brain function, because it's like an omega, like fatty, and I think there are extreme benefits to taking cod liver oil.
In the morning, you're so vulnerable as well because you don't want to feel discomfort. So what I did, now that I wake up, I have my clothes. I get up, I obviously turn off my alarm. I put my clothes on, I grab my water and I go out. Go for like 15 to 20 minute walk, get the sunlight, and that just completely wakes me up. And we are in again.
Let's go, baby.
Developing a morning routine. Do you have a routine?
Mate,
morning routine, ritual.
morning routines. I've probably tried to do every morning routine possible for the last like however many years.
Bro.
I actually became obsessed with morning routines. But I also think that it can be a waste of time, only because if your morning routine is stopping you from actually achieving your shit in your day, like your morning routine shouldn't take 3 hours.
That's literally my next point, man. That's literally my next point. Like, if you're spending 3 hours meditating and then you can't do the work, it's probably too long.
Like I generally was like waking up and taking 2 hours in a morning routine. And I was like, first of all, that's not sustainable for like a long period of time. When you're traveling, when I was staying with other people, like I can't, go and like walk into someone's garden and like, put my bare foot.
Yeah.
Like, so I've done it in 2 ways. Morning routine always starts the night before.
Yeah.
So that will be your wind down.
Yeah.
And I do a long version if I can get it, and a short version if I can't.
Okay. Can you get into both of them?
So if I start the morning routine from the night before, I try and eat maybe like, I know it should be 3 hours. For me, working in hospitality, if I get back late and I'm hungry, it's not possible, but I'll try and eat 2 hours before I go to bed. I'd normally, if I can, really, I should be turning my phone off like really half an hour before, just to stop all light. I do my reading at night. I used to do it in the morning, but to do 10 pages first thing in the morning is quite difficult for me. I might change it back to that.
I feel like reading as well takes a lot mental capacity first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Although I like to read in the morning because I feel like that's when I get the most out of reading. But then if I have to work afterwards, I feel a bit drained already. So I like to do something easy.
Yeah.
Like,
even if it's an easy read, like you can change up the book.
That's like if you're reading fiction, that's fine.
Yeah. My non-fiction, like I can read during the day, like absorb the information. Yeah. So, and then really my nighttime will consist of like, I'll drink water before I go to bed, and then it'll be the first thing I do when I wake up, simply because I'm always so thirsty in the morning. But I think what it does as well, and then the other thing I do for last thing before I go to bed is I do like a set of breathing. So like but what I'll do is I'll inhale for 4, stop for 2, exhale for 6, stop for 2.
We did that on the pod. Yeah,
and that just lowers the heart rate, lowers the breath rate, and I start. Honestly, as soon as my head touches the pillow, I'm out anyway. And then I normally just write either like an affirmation or things I want to achieve, things I want to do the next day. I'll put it on a piece of paper, like on a notepad. I'll just get it out before I go to bed.
What was the last thing you wrote?
What was
the thing you wrote yesterday?
So last night it would be things like finding a new site for DOSMAS. What can I do more for my employees? It would be things like other little affirmations to myself. What am I grateful for? What was my highlight of the day? Things like that. But I normally do it in like six things that I want to do. 3 things I'm grateful for, a list of affirmations of items, and then that's it. And then I have a piece of paper of like my almighty 40-year goals that I would like to achieve. I kind of just read that the more that you affirm it, the more your subconscious can internalize it.
What's the biggest goal that's on the list?
I would love to become an author. And again, it's becoming doing podcasting.
Doing podcasts will just matter over time.
Yeah. Things like I would love to be able to write a course for people, for like a life course that would help people with help children in particular, like in school, about like financing, health, like stuff that we're talking about now. I would love to be able to create change in schools so people are ready for that. So that's like a big goal of mine, just helping people. Now the actual morning routine. So yeah, first thing I'll do, I'm going to ask you yours as well. So first thing I'll do is drink water, and then I have like a skin routine. So that would normally consist of like washing my face, brushing my teeth, and then I'll just put on like a serum and then a face cream, which consists of like sun cream.
That's why you're shining all the time.
Skin's okay. Like
doesn't help for cauliflower though.
I know it doesn't help for cauliflower at all. It's so annoying. And then I'll always do a meditation in the morning. Within that meditation, I actually have a red light mask. So I'll put the red light mask on.
Fucking hell,
Honestly,
you're proper like...
Skincare is literally my thing. I'm obsessed with it. So I have this like Illumi mask.
Tinfoil hat and that.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, that's cool, man.
And then I'll check my emails, and then that's it.
Yeah. So how long do you say it takes you to go over your skin routine?
It takes me an hour to get ready. From waking up out the door, 1 hour.
Okay, perfect.
I don't eat in the morning either.
No,
I don't.
No breakfast.
No,
just coffee.
Coffee. So I'll just drink water for the first 90 minutes.
Yeah, 90. Yeah.
Because coffee doesn't do anything in the morning.
You don't want to crash it.
Because you don't have your adenosine. It doesn't react with your adenosine system, so like you won't get the benefits of caffeine. There was a thing from hey guys, thank you so much for making it this far into the podcast. If you have any feedback, then please let us know, as we always want to make this podcast better, so hearing from you is always a pleasure. Please subscribe to all of our platforms, get involved at Triangle Theory. If you've got any comments, or if you want to share any topics that you think that me and Conrad would like to talk about, then please get involved. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much.
Andrew Huberman. I feel like you can get the benefits, but then you crash. In the afternoon.
Yeah, so I'll just drink water, salt, lemon, and then I'll do like a protein shake in the morning, and that will last me till like 12, and then 12 I'll have lunch.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, nice.
What's your morning routine?
Well, I just started to incorporate one more additional thing that I really find it working. So before that, I used to be, I get up and I get to the shower straight away, like to get a cold shower. But I felt like having a cold shower in the morning, my body naturally made me to snooze almost. Because I know that as soon as I'm going to get up, I'm going to get into this cold shower, which like my body is like, no, don't get there. Like it's cold. It's just... And you know, in the morning, you're so vulnerable as well, because you don't want to feel discomfort, sorry. So what I did, now that I wake up, I have my clothes. I get up, I obviously turn off my alarm, I put my clothes on, I grab my water, and I go out. I go for like 15 to 20 minute walk, get the sunlight, and that just completely wakes me up. I feel like very alert when I come back, and then I have a cold shower. Then after cold shower, obviously brush my teeth, all of that shit.
How long are you cold showering for?
2 minutes and 7 seconds. I do 2 minutes.
2 minutes and say that you really don't like
yeah,
it.
because I put 7 seconds, because by the time I click and I get into shower, it's exactly 2 minutes. I don't want to cheat on me, man, on myself. So yeah, I have 2 minutes, and then if I have, I usually have time. I meditate for 15, and that's pretty much it. I then go eat. Have coffee, but I think I'm gonna start having coffee after 90 minutes, as you said, because I crash in the afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, so my biggest thing now is like the more hydration I can get into my body after sleep, the more I feel better in the day,
mate. Like, so I'm not sure. Sorry for cutting you, but I'm not sure if that's the sunlight or that's the hydration thing, because as soon as I get up, I get the like the bottle, I think is like half liter, maybe 0.7 litre or something. I'm not sure how
So-
what's the capacity
So
of.
this has a litre, so that's what I should drink by 12 p.m. But I'll drink 3 of these, that's 3 litres.
As soon as you wake up.
So this will be done by like the time I'm out the door.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'll put lemon, salt, and if that's finished,
What salt do you put in?
just Malden sea salt,
How much are you putting in?
enough for it to be salty, and then like a squeeze of half a lemon,
I'm gonna do that.
and then
as
I'll
well.
fucking down it. Or have half and then get ready, still drink it. Have some vitamin, like the vitamins I take in the morning would be vitamin D, because you should supplement vitamin D in the UK. If you're not, then
That's mate.
But
I'm
have it
gonna
with-
push back a little. I feel like vitamins in general are a bit of a scam.
not vitamin D, and also cod liver oil. So the so I don't take any other vitamin apart from those two, and I'll tell you why, because I believe the same thing. If you're taking magnesium, zinc, B15, like you could, I used to have this My Protein vitamin thing, and it would have turmeric, fucking calcium, like magnesium, zinc, B15, collagen, collagen gummies, and I was
That's like the
like-
guy who wants to live forever. You know, have you seen like?
yeah, he takes like 63 pills.
63 pills a
It's nuts. And I was fucking doing this. Not only is it expensive, but I was pissing like no
Purple.
and like pissing green. Like it was like it was like a light, but it had like a tinge of like it was like a color where I was like, that's obviously the vitamin. Like I'm just pissing this out. So I was like, so for me, and my mum always used to say like, Rupert, it's a scam. Like you don't need to take that many vitamins. And I was just
Yeah.
kind of but I think I trust Andrew Huberman in a way, because I think there was an explanation around why vitamin D is important for this country. You're really overcasted. So if you're taking vitamin D and it's got like an IU limit, it's like 2,000 IUs. That allows and also a K2, I think it is. It has that certain thing in it that is like, because you can get vitamin Ds, if they don't have the K2, then it's not necessarily good. I used to take athletic greens. I want to start doing that again, because I would have vitamin D3 and just athletic greens, and that would be me done in the morning. But the reason why I think cod liver oil is good is because it helps with brain function, because it's like an omega, like fatty, and I think there are extreme benefits to taking cod liver oil.
Have you read into that? Or
I have.
you just-
I mean, there's a really good podcast with, and I'll share which one it is with you. It's with this lady. She's on Chris Williams, and they talk about the importance of cod, because I don't really eat much. I don't have a lot of fish. One, because it's really expensive, and two, because I mean, the only fish I really have is salmon.
Salmon, yeah.
And like salmon really in this country is not the right kind of salmon. Like,
Oh, is it not?
well, I mean, it's delicious, but I think if you're going to get real benefits from eating salmon, it's going to be like salmon that you're eating in Canada or like Alaska. And when I went to Canada, the difference between the salmon in Sainsbury's to the salmon that I had there was the salmon there was like red.
Oh,
The
right.
salmon here is like that pink,
Orange.
like orangey pink. And you could just feel the difference. Like you're just
Oh, man, I love
you know,
salmon.
like that salmon fucking swimming upstream, and it's just like, it's a tough motherfucker. It's just, you know, whereas if you're eating farm salmon, I don't think you'll get the benefits from that.
Yeah.
So I do supplement cod liver oil and vitamin D only, which I found to be really beneficial. The reason why I like having salt and lemon in my water is because it's basically the equivalent of having, you need potassium, magnesium, and maybe it is sodium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium in essentially that's what helps you rehydrate. I just find that lemon and salt water is like doing that.
What brand are you What brand are you having the vitamin D from?
It's one that's just on Amazon. It's just it was.
I mean,
really
I think
nice.
I'm having 4,000 IU.
Yeah, that's the one.
Is that the one?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna start taking it again, because I really don't feel the difference.
because this is the thing. So in the morning when you go out for a walk in the sun, the most important part is, that's why they call it like the golden hour or whatever, because that's the most important time that you're sort of introducing yourself to the circadian rhythm of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ooh.
if you're
Is that fact? Or
yeah, so your body's having that natural, because that's the perfect time that your body's absorbing the sun is in the morning. Because if you think back thousands of years ago when your ancestors were sort of in caves and they were being woken up by the sun, it was in the early hours of the morning. That's why like midnight was the middle of the night for them, because they were waking up at like 5 a.m, 6 a.m, which is when your body should be naturally waking up anyway. But because I don't get that direct golden sunlight in the UK, because sometimes it's overcast with like shitty clouds and it's just grey outside, that's why I have that red mask, because that's red light and that's going straight into my skin cells, and that helps with essentially like your skin is like rejuvenating itself
really
through the red light therapy.
But I've
That's
heard
what your body, and also just it helps your skin and body. Just
but isn't it that you don't need necessarily to look to like get
you're
the
looking at
direct
sun.
you can actually get the sunlight, like even if it's cloudy, it's still bright, and that's what you get. And that's quite beneficial.
I mean, it's important, but it's that direct sun. Like I would say that in the UK, we're vitamin D deficient in the UK in comparison to somewhere like Thailand or, you know, in somewhere where it's always sunny and hot and you've got that really beautiful sun. That's why I love going on holiday so much. And really, I actually wake up earlier when I'm on holiday than I'm doing
me
this
too,
time,
yeah.
simply because I feel like this sun's like pulling me in. Because really, like if you were living in like a country that was like where it's so hot, and when I lived in the south of France during yachting, like the hottest times of the day was like 1 to 3, so you're not outside during that time.
So what do you do?
The best time was we used to get all our work done in the morning, and then we obviously had to work during the afternoon, but it'd be so hot you'd have to protect yourself from the sun, because then you get burnt. But the real benefits from the sun are in the morning. So that's why you can supplement it with red light therapy, or like what you're doing, which is going out in the morning, sun first thing in the morning, and just getting your eyeballs in the sun. Yeah,
that's what I do. Like look at the sun, not directly for like a minute, but just trying to look at it as much as possible.
And I think that kind of sets the tone for the day.
Yeah, it definitely. I feel a lot better.
Yeah,
a lot better
for sure. And then, you know, I think when you're then sort of hydrating yourself, but this is the thing. When I first moved to London and I was working for my first job here, I used to wake up 10 minutes before I had to start work.
Tell me about it.
I was late to work every single day, and I was probably about an hour late to work every day. Yeah,
I used to be a lot late a lot.
And I was coming to work rushed, which meant my whole day was rushed because it set the tone. I was like, fuck.
When the morning, when the day. That's what they say, yeah.
And I had no concept of a morning routine. I had no concept of like how important it is just to have time for yourself in the morning. The first thing I would do was like look at my phone, check my messages, check Instagram. Like don't even this morning, it was Sunday, I was a bit more chilled. I woke up, had a look, you know, like of course you're going to.
No, on the weekends it's always different from weekdays.
I don't shoot myself as well either if I don't achieve this super fucking prime routine. Like, you know, it's all relative.
Yeah.
But there are non-negotiables in that. I also forgot to mention I journal every morning, and I'll journal about the day before.
How long do you spend on journaling?
It's 1 page, and it tends to be the day, how I feel out of 1 to 5, 1 being terrible, 5 being amazing. And then the journal will consist of whatever comes to my hand is written down.
Nice.
So, like, however I'm feeling. That's really helped me. So yeah, wake up, meditation, skin routine, brush teeth, water, journal, out the door.
Yeah. So yeah, you said an hour. I guess that's the thing. Like you shouldn't take, as we mentioned earlier, like 3 hours. Because I used to have these routines where I wake up, meditate for an hour.
That's a lot.
Yeah, literally, like go for a run, and then by the time
floating off the air.
Yeah, literally, by the time I start working, I was just like, oh, fuck, I just can't be arsed doing anything. Like I did so much, but I haven't done anything.
It was amazing. Like you know, when you're waking up, like I remember I read the 5 a.m. Club
Mm-hmm.
during lockdown, and I was really inspired because I was like, I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. I started doing that, and I was getting up before Emily and Charlie, and I kind of had this like smug look on my face, being like,
Driving with a man. You fucking lazy bastards.
Charlie, I'd see like Charlie at like work, or we'd come downstairs for like 9. He was like, hey man, how was your sleep last night? And I was like, I've already been to the gym, I've been outside, I fucking meditate, I've read 10 pages. What have you done with your life? You know? I've done more than you've achieved in your whole day, and it's not even 12. And I feel like an asshole. And I had this like super, but like it didn't, I mean, I did it for a little while.
Yeah. For like a week.
For like a week.
That's literally the majority of 5 a.m. Club readers. Just like, I'm gonna get up. I never read that book, but
it is really good.
I know it's really good, but I didn't read it because I knew that like I was going jiu-jitsu and I was coming back by 11 a.m.
Well,
so I know there's no chance. There's no point of me reading it because I'm gonna just beat myself for not waking up at 5 a.m. because I'm gonna invest in it so much.
This is the thing, like, so I finished jiu-jitsu. What time does my class finish? Like 9, sometimes 10 on a Friday.
10 on a Friday.
So by the time I get home, it's 11:30. I'll probably have a little something maybe because I'm starving.
Yeah, shower,
everything else. So then for me to get up in 6 hours or 5 hours is like not gonna
doesn't make sense, isn't it?
And then why put that expectation on myself and wake up and already put myself down because I didn't get up at 5?
Exactly.
Of course you didn't. You're tired. And that was really important as well because it was giving myself a break from, you know, not feeling like these losses.
Yeah.
Having having the wins. Like I think develop a routine that you can actually stick to and things that will actually become a habit.
Have you read Miracle Morning?
Yeah.
It's really great book by Hal Elrod.
Yeah, Hal Elrod, yeah.
It's a really good book. And I feel like what he says is basically that your routine doesn't need to be these 2-3 hours. What he does is like an hour routine, but you can do it in like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
So 1 minute meditation, 1 minute exercise, just move your body quick. Then 1 minute journal.
Yeah.
1 minute there's 6 things that you do. So yeah, like when I read that book, it was just like, I think 1 minute reading as well. Reading helps. And then it was a while since I read it, but that's the thing. Like after that book, I was like, like I'm gonna get there. And as well, it's all about like trying to get something that works for you. You don't need to get into like run a marathon before you start working, or like, you know, when like these people, again, like when I was watching YouTube videos, like get up at like 5 a.m, like 4 a.m, like I've seen people like I'm waking up at 3 a.m. It's like, bro, like sleep.
I saw this Instagram, it was just like he was like a dad and like his alarm goes off at 4, he does all his vitamins, then he's like fucking driving the car, taking his kids to school, like obviously he's doing an amazing job. Like, his tagline's just like getting after it. And all
there's Cameron Hayes, right? Is it?
I don't think it was Cameron Hayes. I think it was this other guy. Just like
but Cameron Hayes wakes up early as well and just do like mad runs.
Some like random influencer.
Yeah.
He's a fitness influencer.
Okay.
And like someone put on the comments being like, pretty nice life for an influencer, right? And I was like reading that comment. I was like, to be fair, he's got a point, because there might be people that watch this and feel shit about themselves just because they might be fucking working nights, or they might be working a job where they've, you know, can't actually have much time for themselves.
Well, that's it. Like you have to make sure that it fits where you are in life in general. Like if you work from, as you mentioned, like if you work in hospitality, like from 1 p.m. to like 12 a.m.
Right, when I was closing down a bar, and like you finish 1
exactly
in the morning, you get home, you are fucking charged.
Yeah,
I'm not getting to bed until 4, maybe 5,
exactly,
maybe even 5.
Exactly,
like,
man.
I would honestly I had to smoke weed after a shift just to get the because I was opening the next day.
Yeah.
So when me and Charlie one of my first jobs, I was working in a sushi restaurant in Brighton. I was smoking I would say the best part of maybe like pretty much every day. Like I was, because weed was shut, like after I finished a heavy shift closing and I had to be opening the next day, you know, I didn't want to be charged going to bed that wind down period. And like, it's just not, sometimes it's not possible. And that also wasn't sustainable as well. But I do think it's important that you try and cultivate some kind of time in your morning or when you're waking up that's just for you. It's it's you time.
Yeah.
And that can also be hard if you're sharing a bed with a spouse or a loved one. But I think that there could be something to be said. Like, would you ever sleep in separate beds with Rafal at some point during your relationship?
Depends. Like if like, yeah, I don't see why not.
Yes and no. Like if I had a house that had a spare bedroom, I would sleep in there probably maybe like 3 nights a week. Not all the time, because you know sometimes
it's game time.
It's game time. But no, what I mean by that is I think that there's something to be said for a morning routine being important. But I think really the importance of it is being able to start your day where it's just with yourself.
Yeah, like I like having that peace in the morning where you're just like, I'm sitting down by myself, and it's so quiet in the morning as well. Yeah. It's just like one person sits in the car, maybe you hear outside, and it's just like that peace. And I feel like that's helping me to avoid the chaos in the day, because I'm kind of maintaining that low vibration where I'm just like, I'm waking up in the morning, it's just like always like, it's just like all nice, and whatever comes up in the day, I don't react to it as I would when I wake up at like 9. I just straight to work, or like straight on my laptop doing the work. It's just like I was just in the bed. Like I remember when I was living in London, I used to wake up and I used to commute like hour and a half to work.
Oh, that's crazy. And
I get up, brush my teeth, run to the station because I'm late already. Run to the station, you jump on a tube, and it's just like everything is just around you.
Fucking crazy.
It's the sounds and noises, and I'm just like
energy.
Yeah, and at that time I was just like, I'm looking at the clock. It's like literally like 20 minutes ago I was asleep, and now I'm in this fucking chaos. And that's when I realized it's just not sustainable.
Yeah.
Like you have to have this time, and at the same time you have to have good sleep. So when you wake up, you have actually that time for yourself, that 30, 40 minutes.
It's 100%. It all starts with quality of sleep.
Yeah.
So when I think about sleep, for me, it's one of those things where in my bed, for example, it's a really important thing for me. So I remember when I was moving to London, I had to buy a mattress, and I was like looking for like really cheap mattresses on like IKEA and stuff. And I was like, just for the fuck of it, looking at expensive mattresses and stuff. And this, like, my mum was like, "Oh, why don't you get this mattress?" I was like, "Mum, that mattress is so fucking expensive." I mean, I had savings, but I didn't want to spend like 500 quid on a fucking mattress.
But that's what the amount of time.
And it was like this, it was part like memory foam, part spring, like all this stuff. And my mind at that time was like, I think Emily said, like, you're going to spend like a considerable amount of time on that thing. And I was like, do you know what? You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it's true.
Not only did I buy the mattress, I was like, I'm going to buy myself really nice bed sheets, nice bedding, and like, I'm going to respect where I sleep. I don't eat in bed. I just will never do that.
Yeah.
I don't put my laptop. I won't work in bed. I watch a movie in bed and stuff. But like, I don't want to have work in that space.
Bedroom is just for sleep.
Like I have a desk and I can work in my bedroom. Like still, obviously, you live in London. I don't have a house where I have an office and stuff. But like, I think just the bed within itself is a place where like that's for me to like rest. And every time I sleep on my bed, like all I want to do is fall asleep on it.
Yeah.
And I've just made that a really nice space for me. Like I think when you're it was what it was I didn't think I was buying bedding. I was like, I'm investing in my quality of sleep.
It's an investment,
It's
man.
an investment.
It's definitely an investment.
Like your quality of sleep is an investment massively.
Absolutely.
I think if you really want to become a more refreshed person in the morning, if you're feeling groggy, I think it's like really think about the quality of sleep and what your investment is into it.
Hey guys, your feedback is very important. And no, this is not an advertisement. Actually, what I'm asking from you is to leave a comment below what you liked and most importantly, what you disliked about this episode, because we can improve on the next episodes and we can make a better content for you to listen. Give us also a topics you'd like to us talking about, and we can prepare, do your research and talk about it on the next episodes. Thank you. And like, dark curtains as well.
Yeah, like blackout curtains. Yeah. That was another thing that is for me now, is like that's one thing that's a non-negotiable.
Investing in the quality of it, not just like the length of the sleep.
Yeah, and another thing that I really like to do is I have like I can't remember what it's called. It's like a humidifier kind of thing. It like pumps like nice like smells into air and stuff. And I have like a night light as well, so I won't have my main light on. It's like a red light.
That's the for the skin.
It's just like as soon as that's on, then the music comes up. No.
Oh, nice. No, I actually thought that was the thing, because I always wanted to I really struggle to wake up. Well, now I'm a lot better when I get out, not jumping in the shower. But when I was like waking up and sneezing, I was like, I wish there would be a thing like where as soon as the alarm goes up, the curtains opens, the music starts to go, and there's just like coffee pours, like all of these things that just drops me out of the bed. It's like, I wish that could be a thing like that.
Flow out of bed.
Yeah.
You can actually get those alarms that you can.
Yeah, you can.
That makes coffee, like a coffee.
Yeah, no.
It's fucking sick.
My previous boss has it.
Really?
Yeah. As soon as the alarm goes, they pours coffee. It's sick.
I've obviously shouldn't be drinking coffee until it's like 90 minutes, but. I think for me it was like the level of investment towards my sleep quality. I had noticed a really big change in my actual like overall health, like state of happiness, the way I had like made decisions, just everything for me changed.
Definitely.
To the point, and I actually generally mean this, like because at the time, this was like maybe like 2 to 3 years ago, where I was actually single, and like even if I was going out and like if I was like talking to someone, I would not bring them back simply because I was like, that's my space. Like,
fucking savage. Sleep on the floor.
No, not like that. I was like, I don't want to bring anyone home unless I know them. Do you know what I mean? Or unless like I don't want to have like a random body in my bed. Like, it's kind of actually kind of a bit fucked up. That's like where my mindset is with like my bed. It's almost like an obsession, just because it's just like a really important part, I think. And even that guy, what's his name, Brian, the guy that reverses his aging. He was in a podcast and they asked him a question, and I think they were like, if you could recommend one thing to people to reverse their aging, what would it be? It was like sleep.
Oh, is massively
sleep,
it's massively
and then
important.
like obviously like what you're eating and stuff like that, the stuff that you're putting in your body, let alone on your body. Same with like the whole like moisturizing thing. I think the reason why I have a routine with my skincare is like, and why I've become so obsessed with it. It's not because it's like makes me feel good. It's almost like a meditation within itself. It's like it makes me feel like I'm doing something that's for me and for no one else. And that makes me feel good. No,
fair enough, man. If that's your thing, like
the one thing I do really want to do is get a cold plunge. If I could buy a cold plunge,
start with the showers.
But that's
the thing, man. That's the thing, because you think like if I would get the cold plunge, I would definitely do it. But
you don't.
It
never gets easier.
It never gets easy, man. It never gets easy. Every time, obviously in the summer, it's quite refreshing if it's a hot. If that was a hot night, then you get in and it's just like nice. But in winter, man,
you never get used to
I went to Iceland last year in September, and it was cold. In Iceland, cold showers hits different, man.
That's like
because it comes from like a deep deep grounds. I don't know, man. It's just crazy. I took a coach. I was like, fuck, this is cold. But it was cool. I think you touched a bit on that morning starts the night before.
Yeah.
What's your like ritual? You said you journal. Do you do anything else to like prepare for the morning? Just to cut you a bit. One thing that helps to wake up as well is to visualize yourself waking up.
That's good.
Is actually really sick. Like when I close my eyes the night before, I visualize that like I'm waking up. I hear the alarm. I get up. I go like dress up and just walk out. Do you have any like specific rituals that you have every evening? Part of journaling.
Sometimes I also have my clothes out ready.
Yeah.
So then I don't have to like decide what I'm going to wear. Because that also means that I had the intent to wake up and be prepared.
That's interesting one.
Do you know what I mean?
About the intent. Yeah. I never really thought about
the
it.
The intent for having my clothes ready is that I'm already thinking about the next day, which means I'm already ahead of what I need to do. And it also limits your decision making, which is also really important.
That's Mark Zuckerberg
well,
stuff.
like this is the thing, regardless of whether you're a top 500 CEO or like of Mark Zuckerberg or whatever, like I still think that's an important thing.
Yeah, of course.
Like you still have a brain that makes thousands of decisions a day.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't be wasting it on things like what t-shirt am I going to wear?
I think one is a big one is just to set an alarm but leave in another room, or if you live in London and you have only one room, leave it at the other side of the
so I used to do that, but I would just blitz through it like isn't sleep.
I used to do that as well, but now I literally have it in another room, and obviously I sleep with my girlfriend.
You hear it?
My girlfriend hears it first, and it's like, look, you have to wake up because I'm fucking pissed. I was like, oh shit, I have to get up.
You do it because you don't want to piss off Rafal?
No, because like I try to, because I do it because I need to get up and walk actually to another room, turn it off, and then obviously by the time I'm there, I'm a bit more awake.
So she's not your alarm then?
Well, because she hears it first. I don't hear it at all until she's like, look, you have to turn it off. It pisses me off.
Otherwise, I'm gonna fuck you.
Yeah. So then it's like, yeah, fine. I'm just turning it off. And
I was actually gonna ask you, has your morning routine changed now living with someone? Do you still keep consistent with?
It's just pretty much the same. I still do cold showers. That's the one thing I've been doing for the last probably 4 years, maybe. Every morning I just do a cold. If I'm not doing in the morning, if I'm being a little bitch or like if I have to leave home quickly and I just don't have time for cold shower, then I do whenever I can in the day. Like there's one thing, it's non-negotiable. Every day I do a cold shower.
Do you know what? I totally believe you. Do you know why I believe you? Because when we were on that hike, you were still getting pages in.
Bro, like I meditated in the morning. I had a cold shower. I was like, there's one thing I have to do is read, journal, and pray. I was like, right, the longest is definitely reading. I don't want to go to camp spot and then read because everyone's gonna get ready for the ritual. I was like, I have to do it now. So as I was walking, it's just reading quickly.
I was like, fuck, because my reading personally has really slipped off, and I need to get back into it. I think mainly just because my head's been taken up with a lot of other things, but it is such a like I can only begin to imagine that you do actually get that in. The other thing,
the only time I don't do cold showers is if I'm ill.
Yeah.
If I'm sick, because I let my body to recover. Because I felt like I used to push through, like even if I got temperature, I do a cold shower, but then it's just even worse. Like I'm sick for a long time.
It's funny because like I said like there was a short version and a long version of a routine.
Yeah.
I never used to, but I've started to pray in the mornings.
Oh man, I've definitely became a lot more religious, yeah.
And I think with that, what it kind of allowed me to do is it made me feel like things were a lot bigger than I am, and nothing really matters in this world,
Definitely.
And that's really important.
How would you go about creating a morning routine? Like if you
How would I go about creating?
first off, like obviously you need one, because I feel having that even 10 minutes in the morning, just like waking up, having 10 minutes by yourself is very important. But like, how would you go about creating it?
The way I would start it would be preparing for it the day before. So if that means putting out the clothes that you're going to wear, writing, for me, I always write my most important 3 tasks that I want to get done for the following day.
Okay.
So for me, it's like, okay, if I can look back at it today as a win, what are the 3 tasks? And then sometimes they're not all work related. Sometimes it literally, some of my most important tasks have been like 20 minutes on the phone with mum.
May, I do the same. Call my mum. That's one of the tasks I do like as well. I do like 5 to-do list out of 5. If I complete those 5, it's a really good day. I mean, and if I don't even complete them, it's like, well, at least you did like 3 or 4 out of them.
For sure. And like another thing would be have your phone on charge, on like away from the start of the bed. The other thing as well is every morning I make my bed, so my bed is made, which means I think it's really nice because regardless of the kind of day that you had, you're coming back to a made bed.
Yeah.
So I think really the morning starts just by fundamentally respecting your sleep and waking, and that preparation to wake up. If I was going to build one, I would say most important thing would be wake up and hydrate. From there, do your business, which might be going to the toilet, brushing your teeth, having a shave, creating some kind of routine where you feel refreshed. For me, after that would be, if I can get it in, a form of meditation or a form of practice that allows you to focus on your breath and focus on the sounds around you, and not just like that, but also you're not listening out for things, you're trying to understand what kind of a whole kind of meditation around that. I meditate for 10 minutes. If you can have a moment where you can look at the sun or experience some kind of daylight, then great. For me, I would then take vitamins, I would then journal, I would then look at my tasks, get ready and go. Like, I don't think it needs to be any more complicated than that.
That's it, man. I think the main thing is to wake up as soon as the alarm goes off.
Yeah, don't snooze it.
Yeah, even though I'm really bad with it. I'm a bit better with it now, which I feel. Yeah, but I feel that's the thing. Like I feel you have to. So how I try to kind of hack my morning is, because coach hour was really hard, so it's like I have to find something easy and more enjoyable to do first thing in the morning. That way I can be more successful with my mornings. So now that I started to do like go out and enjoy the sun and go for a walk and hydrate, it's not hard, but at the same time it's quite enjoyable, so I'm looking forward to that. So whenever I go out 15-20 minutes, I get back home and then I have the coach hour. So I feel a lot more successful within my mornings now.
Why did you want to have a morning routine in the first place?
Well, every time I wake up in the morning and I have this 40 minutes for myself or 30, whatever, I feel a lot happier and I feel more in control. I feel like the more good habits you do, it accumulates, and therefore like you're going to start acquiring more good habits. Alternatively, if you're going to do bad habits, you're going to start doing more bad habits. So, and waking up early was always that thing that I was struggling with. But now that I started to get out, I don't know, I'm just feeling more successful. It's like I'm feeling more in control now.
Yeah.
Like every time I have this 30-40 minutes, I do my stuff, I meditate, I coach hour, I go for a walk, and this the whole day, and like job and everything, it feels in control.
Yeah.
So even if I'm not finishing some tasks during the day, I know I woke up. Like that's the biggest win of my day, I think. So yeah, I think waking up is the building block of having a successful morning routine.
Just getting up and feeling like you're ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think when you're...
And it doesn't need to be 3 a.m. If you wake up at like 7, it's fine.
Yeah. However, whatever it's allowing you to... whatever's allowing you to feel like it's a win.
Yeah.
sets the tone for the day.
Yeah.
Like for me, I was the exact same as you. I felt like I wasn't. If I woke up late or snoozed, I felt like I was a loser.
Yeah, 100%.
So I was like, okay, in order for me to feel like I'm someone that's successful, what the successful traits that would be, and that would be getting up.
Wake up. Yeah, that's
a hard thing.
Sets a tone, definitely.
My secret question for you is, what is your non-negotiable?
I've got 5.
Okay, if you had one.
Oh, non-negotiable. If I had one, if I had to choose one.
Choose one.
Probably would be reading 10 pages. I feel like I get some knowledge of it. Yeah, I learn something every day. So yeah, that would be it, probably. Reading. But it's hard because I'm looking at the rest of them. They equally as important.
Of course, yeah. But if you had to choose one,
yeah, I'd probably be reading. I would miss my coach hours though. But I don't like them, but I miss them as well. So it's like a toxic relationship. I would say my secret question would be, what was the most toxic morning routine you ever had, and what did you do?
So I used to wake up, snooze. I could snooze it for an hour. So and I had, if you saw my alarm on my phone, it would be like every 5 minutes. I literally would brush my teeth, put on my clothes. My phone would be going off because I'm late. I wouldn't eat anything, drink anything. I was rushed. I grabbed my bag, whatever clothes I had. I did have a morning routine where I would also fucking smoke in the morning, like first thing in the morning. Either a spliff or a when I was a smoker.
Yeah, I used to
smoke cigarettes first thing in the morning with a coffee. That was like every morning. I was like, cool. And I would wake up and I'd be like, cigarette.
Imagine that. Like, it's crazy. When I was in the military as well, as soon as we wake up, but I was that person who couldn't smoke in the morning. If I felt bad.
Now, even if I smell cigarettes in the morning, I feel fucking ill. It's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah.
How long are you not smoking?
Cigarette?
When did you quit?
The only time I'll smoke a cigarette now is if I'm on holiday.
I've never seen you smoking, probably.
There's something about being on the beach.
You didn't smoke while camping?
I had some of that spliff.
No, but like cigarettes?
No, not cigarettes. I have like sometimes vape.
DMT?
But yeah, that was like a big thing for me, was nicotine first thing.
Yeah.
But I would get to work at the restaurant, and because all the chefs and stuff is smoking and a cigarette, that was just
yeah. That's a big thing in hospitality as well, right?
Yeah, just that was the thing, you know. And then, you know, sometimes that turned into like having a little fucking Tutski and fuck knows, and yeah, bad.
To get that energy back, innit? Because caffeine doesn't help.
Yeah, and then it would be like piling in energy drinks, and my diet was shit because then I would just eat what was left over, and I would never sit down and have a meal. Yeah,
well, that's again like you acquire bad habits, and then at the same time it accumulates.
I just I felt like I was like kind of hungover.
I
felt tired waking up, and I was like, isn't it supposed to be the other way around? Like, you shouldn't feel like that.
I should feel refreshed.
The thing I fucking hate, like, this is why I don't like drinking. I mean, it's fun, but the hangover the next day, I just I want to kill myself.
That's it, man. That's it.
Cool. I think
but yeah.
Thank you so much for everyone who's listened so far in this podcast. For anyone that has a morning routine that would like to share anything that they have or do specifically in order for them to wake up or go to bed even, definitely drop it in. I'd love to hear what
that's a good
think.
show. Yeah, share your morning routines in the comments below.
I think it would be hilarious.
I'd love to hear that.
Even if they are funny, the funnier the better.
Wake up, have a wank.
Do you know what? She's, you know, morning sex as well is also really important.
Yeah.
With your lady friend or man friend. Amazing. And we'll see you guys in the next one.